Welcome to today's webcast. My name is Daryl Harrington. I'm the Director of Cloud Solutions at Groupware Technology. Today we're going to be talking about Cloud Volume Service. Joining me in the studio today is Kremer with the NetApp Cloud Data Services team. Aaron, why don't you give us an introduction of who you are and what you do for NetApp?
Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, my name is Aaron, and I have been at NetApp actually for 18 years. So I've seen the evolution of the company from a small under-the-desk NAS appliance to where we are today. And I've been with the Cloud Data Services Group for about 9 months. And just the excitement and the things that we're seeing around these services and how we're helping people get into the cloud with the entire Cloud Data Services offering is probably been one of most of my exciting periods at NetApp.
To give you guys a little bit of history about myself, so I've been with Groupware for about 10 years now.
We're both veterans.
So I run the cloud practice at Groupware, and we have a focus around public, private, and hybrid cloud solutions. We focus on being that trusted advisor for our customers. And I think for me, this is such an exciting time in today's technology, is with all the emerging technologies that's out there, with AI and IoT, serverless computing, all of that stuff is really exciting right now. And I think one of the things that's very interesting to me is what NetApp is doing specifically around their cloud data services, right? And it's interesting to see what you guys have done in that space, and I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So in just sort of a brief overview, it all starts with NetApp's data fabric, because what people are finding as they're moving on to their journey into the cloud, that the difficult part, the heaviest part of that lift is the data. Data has a girth, has a heft to it, and moving it from place to place and bringing it next to the resources that are going to work on it is a challenge. And NetApp has always been, since our inception, a data management company, monitoring and doing all that. So it was really an easy extension for us to take what we do on premises and move that into the cloud and have the same kind of offerings that people are expecting or were used to on premises, especially with our Cloud Volume Service.
So as technologists, we're always looking for that next solution to solve our biggest challenges, right?
Correct.
Whether this is a solution that we're always looking for performance, we're looking for something that's easy to use, we're looking for something that builds more efficiencies, that allows us to innovate a lot faster, right?
Precisely.
And when I look at what NetApp has done with Cloud Volume Service, it's very interesting to me in that customers want to know, how can I take advantage of something like this, where I'm able to scale, and that's something that's very flexible without having too much complexity built in, right?
Absolutely, yes. So Cloud Volume Service essentially is a high-performant, low-latency NAS service available in the hyperscalers. And the hyperscalers themselves have realized that NAS file services, either for applications that the customer brings in and runs themselves, or even in services that that a hyperscaler provides, like HD Insights or Databricks, is important. And what NetApp provides is, as we mentioned, a NAS service, multi-protocol, has all the snapshots and cloning and protection features that you would expect from on-premises. It is high-performant. It is low latency, but it's also very, very simple to use. The customer doesn't have to worry about disks or volumes or anything. In fact, there's 2 knobs. All there is how big do you want it and how fast do you want it. So how big, you scale it to whatever terabytes you wanted. How fast, there are 3 different service levels that you can dynamically switch back and forth to. So you're able to easily adjust your cloud volumes NAS pool, if you will, to meet whatever the requirements of your application are, be they static slow, static high, or some kind of burst in between.
I've had conversations with customers over the past couple of years where they come to me and they're used to using file share services on-prem, and they're wanting to move these into the cloud, right? And some of the challenges are ACLs, file permissioning, things like that, right?
Precisely, yes.
Some of the hyperscalers, now they have solutions out there that they've made available to customers, but there's some limitations there, right? Can you give us an idea of how Cloud Volume Service differentiates from some of those offerings?
Absolutely, and again, that sort of goes to my point in that in all three of the hyperscalers have acknowledged that essentially good file services is something that is vital inside of a hyperscaler infrastructure. And so all three of them have a semblance of a file service. And not to knock them, but the challenges oftentimes are they might not be fully featured, as in maybe they do NFS but they don't do CIFS. They may not do some of the enterprise NAS features that someone is used to on-prem or has designed their procedures around, such as snapshots or rapid clones and things of that nature. There's also challenges even in performance, that depending on the time of day, what some of the native hyperscaler file services may be fast, they may be slow, it's not predictable. And that's where the Cloud Volume Service really shines, in that we are the best in the industry in doing NAS, if I may say so myself. And so we bring that expertise and that technology and that hardware into the hyperscaler. So you get all of the on-premises snapshots, clones, features that you expect from on-premises into the cloud. Those are there. Okay. You also get the protocols, NFS and CIFS, and you also get, again, a predictable, high-performant, low-latency data service no matter what's going on in the environment at the time. And that's something that's unequaled right now in any of the hyperscalers.
Okay, all right. That's a great comparison. I'd love to hear that. So as data continues to grow, right, there's this huge explosion of data out there within the industry. How are customers utilizing this, right? How are they taking advantage of that data? So for instance, customers are utilizing file shares, whether it's database, whether it's some sort of analytics solution that they're trying to build. Can you give us some use cases of the Cloud Volume Service, maybe what you're hearing from customers today?
Certainly, and you've actually framed it very well. The answer really is whatever on-premises workload that you have that uses NAS as its back end, as something as simple as file services, up into something that's sort of performance challenged like a database, even something into machine learning, AI, Hadoop, whatever it happens to be, all of those are candidates for the cloud. And so it's really sort of important to have a conversation with a customer to see what they're doing right now, which of their applications uses NAS, and figure out which one of those can move in. To give some specific examples, something as simple as an Oracle database could move very easily into the cloud. But also, I'm seeing a lot of machine learning, artificial intelligence, where we've got a number of machines crunching on information coming in from data points all over a company's infrastructure. And that can actually be mod into the cloud very well. Another example, the customer I was working with for a while was a video processing company. They brought in a video data and then converted it into various codecs for iPads and iPods and Android devices and laptops and things of that nature. And they used to do that on premises with a very, very large infrastructure of Linux systems and high performance backend NetApp storage. The challenge is keeping up with constantly having to scale up that data center, trying to meet the burst requirements of certain times of the year. They've been able to move that into the hyperscalers now, and they're able to burst up and burst down by bringing on Linux machines as they need, take them offline again as they don't, and same with the back-end NAS store. They're able to scale that up capacity-wise and down when they don't need it, and they're also able to change service levels. So if there's a holiday season or something where their services are really in demand, they can burst that up, get to the high performance, and then when it's not needed as much, they can slow it back down again.
Fantastic. I'd love to hear the things that you guys are doing around with analytics as well. I mean, in today's world with the advancements of AI, everything we hear about is about AI, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's customers taking advantage of utilizing AI within their applications, or whether it's solution providers or the likes of NetApp that's taking advantage of AI within their solutions, right?
Correct.
So when we hear about things like that, the challenges that those bring, I think it sounds like Cloud Volume Service is definitely something that can help in those areas, right?
Absolutely, and you bring up a good point. We've been talking so far about how Cloud Volume Service is a high-performant NAS store, so it does NFS and CIFS, but it's more than that. To your point, the hyperscalers themselves provide analytics as a service, HD Insights, Databricks, and things of that nature.
Right.
Up until now, they've only been pointing at an object store. And so in some customers have had challenges figuring out how to get their on-premises NAS or file data into that object store so that Databricks or EMR could actually look at it.
Right.
Well, those applications have hooks into the Cloud Volume Service. So that now Cloud Volume Service essentially becomes this data lake that not only can Linux and Windows clients access via NFS and CIFS, but also, as I said, some of the analytic services that the hyperscalers provide can also access that. So now you're able to take advantage of the services that the hyperscalers provide and also possibly spin up some of your own to do some things that they might not do. All being able to access that same data pool quickly, easily, predictably.
So if a customer was interested in testing Cloud Volume Service, how would they go about doing this? And is there different performance tiers that they can take advantage of?
To the first question, go to cloud.netapp.com, click on Cloud Volumes, click on the hyperscaler of your choice, and simply follow the directions to get started. It's very simple. And to your point again about the performance tiers, as mentioned earlier, we're designed to make this as a simple service. There are simply two knobs. How big do you want it in terms of terabytes, and how fast do you want it, which is defined as three dynamically adjustable, with three changeable service levels, if you will. A slow tier, medium, and then essentially all flash speeds. And you can dynamically change the service level on the fly of that cloud volume without interruption to anything. So again, you can change that to meet the demands of your application.
Great. That just sounds so simple. It's I was just talking to a customer the other day that was telling me where they were looking to deploy a high-performance computing data analytics solution, but his concern was having to compromise based around security, speed to market, and efficiencies. Mm-hmm. And then from what I'm hearing, it sounds like that Cloud Volume Service could definitely support a solution like that, right?
Absolutely it can. Yeah, we provide essentially all the on-prem goodness that we provide in terms of protocol, security, protection, encryption, all of those things that you're used to in an enterprise on-premises NAS environment are now available as a service, as a simple service inside of the hyperscalers, where the hyperscalers and NetApp take care of all the back-end stuff. All you have to do is utilize the service for your applications and see what you can do with it. So Daryl, we've spoken a whole lot about cloud volumes and cloud data services. Tell us more about what Groupware can do with NetApp and helping their customers in journey to the cloud.
Absolutely. So Groupware Technology is a full-service IT solution provider. We provide solutions to our customers based around cloud solutions that are secure, reliable, efficient, at the same time helping customers control their cost, right? What sets Groupware Technology apart from others is that it's our commitment to excellence, it's our unwavering support for our customers' needs, right? It's about being that trusted advisor. We come with deep expertise around NetApp solutions. We are a NetApp Star partner. We're also part of the NetApp Cloud First program, as well as AWS Advanced Consulting partner. So we are able to bring those skills to customers, helping them solve their biggest challenges. For anyone that's looking to learn more about Groupware Technology, you can go to groupwaretech.com.
And yeah, Groupware is well-rounded both on the NetApp side and on the hyperscaler side as well to give a full range of options and assistance to your customers. Now, I also do believe that you guys have an event coming up. Is that correct?
Yes, we do actually. So for anyone that's going to be going out to AWS reInvent this year, we're going to be hosting a happy hour, and it's going to be held at the Yardbird on November 28th. For anyone that's interested that would like to come out and learn more about Groupware Technology, learn more about NetApp and what they offer around cloud data services, reach out to us at marketing@groupwaretech.com. We'll be happy to send you an invite and would love to see all of you out there.
All right. Well, Daryl, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Aaron, thank you. I really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you for sharing your knowledge around cloud data services, specifically cloud volumes, and how we can take advantage of that service and the value that it brings. So I really appreciate you. Thank you for your time, and thanks everyone that's listening on the webcast. Hope to see you at reInvent.